Hi, my name is Scotty, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to sketch groups of people like this with correct perspective. So the most important thing about getting perspective right in a scene of people is the eye line. The eye line, or also called the horizon line, is a line on the scene that's the same level as the eyes of the viewer. Everything at that height, everything that is at that height is along that eye line. Now, can you find the eye line here? So if I go down and look at where the shoulders are, I can generally see that the shoulders are lining up a little bit better than the heads. So I think the eye line is about there. The first step we're going to start with is to create this eye line. So get your ruler. You can use any type of pencil here, just a sharp pencil, and put a very light line. So we'll just do this really roughly because they're smaller figures. There's just above the eye line there. Here we've got the head there. 2 dots for the shoulders, either side. 3 dots down. Now let's outline that torso. Not worrying about the details or anything, just quickly capturing this figure. So come down a little bit where the scarf is, and then across that shoulder. So that's 1.5 heads down. Then in, around the guitar. Then the legs are 3 heads as well, from the torso to the top of the ankles. It goes out and in like that to the ankles. Okay, we've got the first silhouette of the first person. Let's outline that shape. Coming across here, maybe a little bit lower for his ankles, about there, and the halfway point is there. So that helps us divide the figure up, and then around his back, just keeps going straight down, and the back of the thigh, and then down, curves down to the elbow, tapers out to the wrist. So the wrist is thinner than the main part of the arm. So we go down, it's down into the middle, and then out. Now the next person with a smaller head, just say, where is his ankles? So about there, halfway now, because we've already got the length. Down around there, and around the bag, and then back up to a point there, and down the front here. Let's skip to the next lady here, and we can do the same thing. Head goes from there till about here, so top of the head. Now this back leg. And now that couple looks in the right perspective to these front 2 figures, but a bit further back because they're smaller. Now there's 2 little people sneaking a look between the figure and the double base. Outline that lady's hair. So I might just leave that very simple. But the next person, about the same height as this guy over there, straight down around his head, same as the other people. This dude here with his arm, go back down, do 2 wheels, and then let's add the silhouette of this little cute baby. There we go. Just have to look interesting. This up, and then a crown on the top. Now this person here in the corner, the little head sticking out, slightly further away, so he's going to be shorter than this person. A slightly smaller face. That's the wrist, and this one back. Usually taper down to a thinner ankle, so it goes out like this. It does cross over and then down. Now add a bit of detail around it, and imagining that it's something folded over, so loop it up, loop it back, right across that same height, right across. But then across here there's a nice space for it. The gaps between them there, keeping my nice loose wobbly lines. And because this is all in ratio to their legs, makes them look like they're walking on the same footpath. Straight down the corners of the buildings, make an angled line. I'm just comparing it to on the reference where the windows are. So loopy lines here like little mini clouds. So the final step is to add details, especially to this front figure. Divide the face up, the head up, just little dashes for the eyes underneath. A little dot in the corner of the mouth, maybe a tiny hint. Then little light loops underneath each half. And just do a little wrinkle there for the elbow. It's the bottom of the arm there. And then the fingers can just be another little tapered square there. Chop of the guitar, shoelaces, and that's it. Right close to the face there. It's very wrinkly, and then there's the jacket ends there, and it has that section at the bottom. Hair, just dividing up all the shapes. Looks like a Rip Curl bag. Across there, 2 little dashes so you know they're looking at the musicians. Across, and then glasses, 2 little eyes. So I'm really happy with that scene. The main people at the front, more detailed, then we go back to very simple people at the back. Okay, now let's add some watercolour. Use our burnt sienna. Go a little bit on the front here, this person. In the background we can see little faces there. Hand, I think that's it. Big cadmium red. We can add a little bit of white gaps on the left hand side to show that the light is hitting that edge. Nice burnt orange, which is actually the burnt sienna as well. And start from the top here and just swipe it down. You can see there's a little bit of highlight on the left side. Also his guitar. Let's get ultramarine. So make that backpack blue, a blue jacket, we'll make that blue. I'm going to add just a little bit of Payne's grey to that to change that colour. There, and then stockings. Now I'm adding more Payne's grey, but it's still a blue, a navy colour. Remember going around the top of the guitar in the front. So we add the Payne's grey, and then we can add burnt umber. So add a bit more water. So I'm adding a bit more burnt umber now. I think the skin should be dry now. People that have brown hair. I'm going to get alizarin crimson here and mix a bit with some Payne's grey in here. Back the hoodie, start afresh with Payne's grey. I don't ever like doing black, it's always this sort of lighter grey. Left hand side is all highlighted there. A bit of gap on the right left hand side. They're very impressionistic here, see? So we'll start off with sap green. Put that in the top. A little bit of viridian green. See, I don't want it too dark. And we'll add some yellow ochre and some Payne's grey. Really watered down to keep it loose here. So even around the windows, not exactly. Even I was trying to go light. Now we're on to shadows. So I use Purple Lake for shadows. I just like this purple because of stylistic personal preference. A little bit running down each of the people. And let's add some really nice shadows, long shadows here. Just behind the head a bit, on the back of the arm, back of the double bass, behind the guitar. Same on this person, a little bit on the right hand side. Interest here. Just adding a bit of texture in the background. On this gutter here, just needs a bit of texture. Now time for highlights. And all the left hand side of the objects and people would have a little bit of a highlight. Sparkles coming in the top of all these objects. Your shoulder there, guitar, little line on this side. Just do some loopy lines. So that's how I sketch people in perspective, using this scene with people, musicians and people in the background, and the full version without all the cuts. That'll be over on my Patreon membership. You can download that there, and with the reference and some templates, I explain a bit at the beginning about the theory a bit more. Much easier to do, and I've also got other tutorials there on how to sketch people. But otherwise, there's another tutorial here on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.